Hello, and welcome to another episode of In Just 1 Minute or So. Today we're going to talk about the 3-point estimating technique. Estimating is a crucial aspect of project management. Project managers are expected to accurately estimate essential elements of the project, such as cost, scope, and time. There are many different estimation techniques that can be used depending on what aspect of the project needs an estimate. The 3-point estimating technique can be used to help determine the most realistic time estimate for a task. It uses optimistic, pessimistic, and most likely calculations, meaning calculations are based on the base case, that is the optimistic, the worst case, the pessimistic, and the most probable scenarios. So in this 3-point estimation technique, each task receives 3 estimates, the optimistic, the most likely, and the pessimistic. And each of these 3 estimates is then associated with the corresponding amount of time that task is expected to take. So, to be clear, optimistic assumes that issues will not occur. In the most likely, it assumes that some issues might occur based on how long the task usually takes under normal circumstances. And then pessimistic assumes that the worst will happen. Now, how does the process work? Well, for each task, you add a duration estimate in each category. And you can get these estimates by doing research on the task or by just asking a task expert. As a best practice, add notes about the conditions that determine each estimate. Here is an example. A vendor-led training session for staff. So the notes for optimistic, the vendor is well qualified, has all the materials, and shows up on time. The staff shows up in time and successfully completes the training within the scheduled amount of time, and all equipments work. So the optimistic one is 4 hours for this task. What about the most likely? Well, the vendor is qualified but might not have all the materials. The vendor is new and needs extra time to prepare, or extra training time has been scheduled for absent staff, and also minor glitches with equipment, and so training may have to be rescheduled. And this is calculated as a 6-hour estimate. Now let's go to the pessimistic. For instance, an original vendor quits and a new vendor has to be hired. Also, staff doesn't show, or some are turned over, so just before the training, and equipment isn't delivered on time or doesn't work, so training can't happen until the new equipment arrives. This is the worst possible scenario, and this one is estimated in 6 days. In the next episode, we are going to talk about how to determine a final estimate and the formulas. So see you there. Thank you for watching.